Hi, this is Eric Olson from Helps. This video is going to be on advertisers that advertise tax relief, or that they can get you out of tax problems. I remember years ago there used to be a lot of ads on late night TV on different organizations. One in particular, a big guy, would talk about tax relief, and they would make really broad promises, and they were around for like 5-10 years, and pretty soon he filed bankruptcy. I remember years ago when I was practicing a lot of bankruptcy, and we had different offices, and I remember seeing a couple little branch offices of different companies, that accountants that advertised tax relief, and they did it nationwide. They went out of business, and there's been multiple other ones. They all share something in common. They're all, in one degree or another, con artists, and I'll explain exactly why. But I'll explain why this came up today and why I'm talking about this today. I haven't seen it as much lately, but it's still out there. Client forwarded me, and we'll put it up on the screen, and we'll take off the personal information. It's actually for his deceased wife. It's interesting though. The first document is it says authorization to pursue tax relief. And it says, according to our records, a federal tax lien has been filed against you in Marion County for the amount of $8,390. And then it says, IRS is actively hiring thousands of new employees, and the current administration focus on beefing up enforcement. You know, that's true. There is talk about beefing up enforcement on past due taxes. But then the form looks like it's an IRS tax form, which is interesting, to intimidate people. And their whole purpose is to get you to call. It says before 1/12 of 22. And then the next one is a pink notice. It says back tax notice. And it says, this is your tax notice informing you of the potential to reduce what you owe up to X amount of dollars and only pay the federal taxing authority. And it says the tax group is an expert in negotiating with federal taxing authority in Oregon. Now, there is a website called the Tax Group Center, and I would put them in the same class with these other companies that are essentially take advantage of people. And I'll explain why in a little bit. And the reason this client got this is because there was a tax lien filed. Okay, that the tax lien, there's a way that people can access that information. And they get the address, and they send this letter to people that they sent to this person, trying to get them to call them and maybe contract or get their services so that they could, quote, reduce their taxes. Now, it also could be the fact that this is simply a con artist trying to get someone to call so they can get your social security number or get your some personal information so they could scam you otherwise. And the third document, it's in yellow, it says delinquency notice. And once again, it's made to look like it's a notice from the IRS to get you to call, but in fact it's nothing but some type of advertisement trying to induce you to call delinquency helpline, and with talk about some amount that they could settle for, that they could get you. And then the way it works is they're going to get you to pay them a fee, and they're going to try to get you on, maybe get the taxes waived through some manner. But their whole purpose of them is to try to get money from you to pay them something. Or if it's a scam, they want to get personal information so they can steal your identity and things like that. So if you get solicited or you owe income taxes, don't go to one of these companies. Don't fall victim to one of these companies. So, and let me tell you why. So my name's Eric Olson. I'm an attorney for 42 years, director of Helps. And what we do is we represent Seniors and disabled persons owe debt they can't afford to pay. The vast majority of our clients have lower incomes. And we recently did a video on how to qualify for currently not collectible status with the IRS. Most of our clients can get on currently not collectible status with the IRS, where they don't have to pay anything at all. And most of them can do it over the phone. And if you're a single person and you have income of around $2,100, that's 2% of the federal poverty line, you should be able to qualify to get on currently not collectible status and not have to pay the taxes. And if you're married, it's a little bit over $2,900, which is 200% of the federal poverty line for a married couple to qualify to get on currently not collectible status. You can actually have more income than that and get on currently not collectible status and not have to pay the IRS, depending on what your expenses are. And HELPS has other emails and information that we provide to people to help them do that. See, most of our clients owe debt, credit cards, medical bills, those kind of things, and they're being harassed by creditors, or maybe they're paying the debt and they can't afford to, and they reach out to us, and we advise them. We tell them, hey, your Social Security is protected, your pension's protected under federal law, your other retirement income is protected. You don't need to pay that debt. And then one of the questions we ask them is, do you owe anything to the IRS? And if they say yes, then we're going to tell them how to get on currently not collectible status. Now, if they owe anything to the state is just like a normal credit card company or other creditor. The state cannot garnish your Social Security. They can't take it. And under federal law, twice the amount of your federal benefits, including Social Security, deposited in your bank account is protected automatically from garnishment, no matter what monies are in there or where they came from. And that includes from garnishing by the state. So, for most seniors that are lower income, they don't have to worry about the state income taxes at all. State can't do anything. But we'll put these notices up again and have you look through them, and you can pause it and you can read them, and you see how tricky they get. They're really trying to get you to call, but their sole purpose is for you to call them so they can sign you up, get a contract, and you pay them so much a month, and they're supposedly going to help you with your taxes. Well, they're not. They might help 1 out of 1,000 persons. I doubt if they do that. And then when you get on their website, whenever you see they tout Better Business Bureau A+, I get very nervous. And the reason for that is it is so easy to fool the Better Business Bureau, and a lot of scammers will use the Better Business Bureau on their ads is a way to get people to call them to assure them. Well, all you have to do is look up a company's name and type in scam or whatever, and you'll get other reviews that are more accurate from actual people talking about that company and what they do. But these notices this person got, I have no way of knowing if they came from the Tax Group Center or not. It seems to indicate that they did. I did call the number and it said tax relief, but I didn't go beyond that. But it's just a way to get you to call, to either to scam you in one form or another. It doesn't matter if they're going to scam you by trying to tell you they're going to help you with your payment, negotiate with IRS to discount your taxes. You don't need their help. Or if they're trying to fish from you to get information so that they can, use identity theft maybe to get into your account or do otherwise. You don't want to communicate with these people. So that's the word on advertisers for tax help. They can help you. If you are a senior or disabled person and have debt you can't afford to pay, maybe you owe taxes and you have questions, you can always call HELPS. We never turn anyone away that needs the help that we provide. And our toll-free number is 855-HELPS-US. And you can visit our website at www.helpsishere.org. HELPSISHERE. And while you're at it, once you click on subscribe and subscribe to our YouTube page, and we have videos. We try to get a couple at least a week on topics that are applicable to seniors. And you have a great day.